Hello, Dr. Rocio Medina. Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting, Live Unscripted. I'm so grateful to have you here today. You are a member of Herbalife Nutritional Advisory Board, which is composed of experts who are in the field of nutrition and health, who are educating their members and the world on how to live a better life. And today, our topic is going to be obesity in America, a big topic affecting a lot of Americans, not just children, but adults. And what we can do to reverse this issue. So I'm so grateful to have you out here today.
Thank you for having me. This is a big topic, as you said, and I think that part of the importance of this topic is education. And what you're doing through this media is educating people, which is really, really important. And that's what the Nutrition Advisory Board is here for. We do educate members around the world in the field of nutrition, in exercise, and a healthy, active life. So I think it's a very, very important topic.
It is indeed, and such an important topic. Why do you think it's gotten so out of hand in modern day life that we have so many Americans that are so overweight and out of shape?
Actually, around 160 million people around the world, I mean, in North America, are obese or overweight.
Yeah.
Almost 75% men and women are obese or overweight. So this is a huge number. And I think that there has been a transition. You know, it has been changing everything, our habits, the way we're eating, the foods we're finding out there. You know, this has been happening for the last 30 and 40 years. Our lives are not longer the same. So this transition, you know, really have impact our health and of course our weight. So it's you know what, it's a multifactorial problem. So it's not caused just by only one thing. That's why it has been so difficult to treat it or to help people maintain a healthy life, because it has a lot of reasons, a lot of etiologies. And this has, you know, it makes it really difficult to treat.
Yeah, indeed it does. And what is different, I remember my great-grandma telling my grandma that when she was younger, she ran the restaurant because she was an immigrant. She came here, and she not only worked as a cook, she actually worked as the chef, the cook, the waitress, the busboy, the bringing people up, and, you know, getting big blocks of ice because we had a freeze box. You know, we didn't have a regular refrigerator you plugged in. So all of those things required moving about and And today, a majority of us go to sit-down jobs where we sit in front of a computer all day long. How natural is this to be sitting in front of a computer? And then maybe an hour a day, if we're lucky, we go to the gym. But then it's how do we counteract it with the food we eat?
You know what? You said something important. Your grandma was working. She had a restaurant. But most of the mothers on those days, they were at home, you know, preparing the meals. They had time to go to the market, and they used to get very, you know, natural food. Now, on these days, moms and dads, we're always out there working, rushing. We're always in a hurry. You know, all the family get out the house at 8 o'clock in the morning, or even earlier, and we don't have time to prepare meals. So we're buying what we get, the fast food, we know, affordable food. We have you know, in the neighborhood, it's really difficult to find a healthy food, a healthy choice, fruit or vegetables that are affordable. You know, now it's very expensive to get a cup of fruit or a cup of vegetables. And also on these same neighborhoods, there are a lot of options of fast food, which sometimes is cheap, high in sugar, high in fats, high in salty, and you know, this kind of food, which is really high in sugar, salt, and fat, it's very addictive. And sometimes, you know, that's another important issue, that this kind of food, it's addictive. So people, you know, we get used to it because it's easy to get, it's around the corner, it's cheap, and of course, our kids love it. And sometimes we want to make them happy. We don't want to be always fighting and pushing, and at home that you need to eat something healthy, you need to take your vegetables with you.
Mhm.
And it's really a very public health problem,
Yeah.
very difficult to approach.
Yeah, it's definitely a very serious, difficult thing to approach, because I've heard people say the time issue is a problem, but also to talk about the stress. You mentioned something about the rushing around and the difficulty of, oh, we don't have time. And I think that plays a part in the obesity problem as well, because from my perspective, when I was most stressed at my last job, I was gaining weight. And I don't think it was just eating more. I think the stress played a part in me gaining weight, or does it not?
Well, actually, when I say addictive, food is addictive, it means it has brain control exactly in the same area uh, the where is the site where we really have hungry or not. When you're hungry, it comes from your head, and when you're stressed, it comes from your head, and all it's connected. So sometimes there are people who are very stressed and they eat a lot, and then other people, they get stressed and they don't eat at all, so
Yeah.
they lose weight. But most people eat more, and they find like comfort, like
Mm.
like or a reward. Sometimes you are working very hard all day long, you're always rushing, you don't even think about what you're eating. Or even worse, a lot of people don't eat lunch because they don't have time, and they wait until 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon to get you know relaxed at home maybe, and they would eat everything they have in front of them. So stress is a very important factor. And
Yeah.
you know what, I think that also the hormonal stage, because women, when we are turning 40 or 50, and we're working, and all these hormonal changes also affects our mood, and that makes us sometimes eat more
Mm.
than we should. Um, this together with the lack of exercise, with the sedentarism, not only kids or the childhood, but also adults, women and men. As you said, we pay the gym, but we don't go to the gym. It's really, make the habit.
Mm.
It's really difficult when you're stressed, when you have a lot of things on your head that you, they might be more important. They're not, but you think that they're more important because it's your daily life.
Mhm.
And so the stress, the lack of exercise, not finding the healthy choices, those called food swamps or food deserts,
Mm.
areas where you don't find very healthy options, and uh, very convenient stores or restaurants around the corner. It makes it difficult. It's
Yeah.
really like a negative circle.
Yeah.
You're hurrying, don't have time. You don't have time, you get fast food. You get fast food, it's not very healthy. You gain weight, you get more stress, and
Yeah.
you're losing your health. This is very
Yeah.
important because sometimes we think obesity, well, the dress doesn't fit me very well. I don't like the size I'm wearing. I don't like I don't like what I see on the
But the,
mirror.
yeah.
But it's not just about how you look.
Mhm.
It's about health. It's a disease. It's
It is.
when we say obesity, it's a disease. It's an inflammatory stage, a chronic one that take you to some other diseases or conditions that are called comorbidities,
Mhm.
and those diseases could be very dangerous. That
Yeah.
your life could be threatened. It's it's,
Yeah.
it's
Now,
it's
did you just
serious.
say inflammatory disease? Did you say?
Yes, it's
Explain
an
that.
it's an
Explain
it's
what
an
that means.
inflammation, chronic disease, inflammatory chronic disease. That's how we call now obesity. We know that our adipose tissue produces a lot of cytokines. They
Mhm.
are substances that are pro-inflammatory. So they make us, or they maintain us in a low-level inflammation stage or state.
Mm. So
Yeah,
this.
and It's truly a disease, and sometimes we underestimate, obesity or even overweight. A lot of people say, well, I'm just a few pounds over. Even overweight, it puts you on risk.
Yeah, I found this fascinating because a good portion of my friends hit over 40 and they start getting autoimmune issues, chronic itis diseases, the inflammation diseases. And some of them will say, well, I'm 5 or 10 pounds overweight. But a lot of the overweight could be stuff you're not even seeing. You could be skinny, but have fat within you and not even see
Exactly.
the fat.
Exactly. That's what is happening with Asia. This is not just a North America problem. It's a worldwide problem, epidemic. And in Asia, people are obese inside and thin outside. They look thin, but they are obese. So the most important thing is, how are your organs inside? Are they full of fat tissue? Well, they will have this inflammatory state because of this adipose tissue in the abdomen. Another important thing that you mentioned is the aging of the population. This is a trend. Not only obesity and overweight, but also the aging of the population. And while we are getting older, we start losing our muscle mass. Just by nature, 1% of our muscle mass goes away every year after 40 years old. So once you get, after 40, you start losing muscle mass. That's called sarcopenia. So you get sarcopenia, and while you're losing muscle mass, your metabolism goes down. So you start gaining more weight easier. Okay, so it's like another negative circle. You lose muscle mass. In muscle, it's very interesting because science just found out that muscle produces myokines, which are anti-inflammatory, instead of the cytokines that are pro-inflammatory in the adipose tissue. So it's really important. That's why maintaining your muscle mass, it's really, really important. As important as not getting fat mass.
So get this. Let me see if I get this clear. If you increase your muscle mass naturally in a good way, like lifting weights a couple times a week or something like that, you will also help less itis, less
It's
inflammation.
healthier.
Oh.
Yes, of course. Of
Oh,
course,
wow.
it's healthier. It helps a lot with insulin. It helps a lot with inflammation state. It's really important to maintain your muscle. So now we're seeing people in their 40s and 50s and over, which have, or they have obesity with sarcopenia, or sarcopenia obesity. Just so they have a double problem. And with aging, this gets more and more important. Exercising, maintaining your muscle, having the right amount of protein, and of course, maintaining a healthy, active life. In our communities, it's really difficult to find good options, healthy options, affordable, healthy foods. Our independent distributors are putting in those same neighborhoods what we call nutrition clubs. A nutrition club in a neighborhood is a place where someone can go and get dense nutrient food. They can get a nutrient shake. They can build a community where they can exercise together, where they can support each other.
Yes.
It's really a very nice and a very healthy place where you can go, and it's handy because it's there in the same neighborhoods where with difficulty can find something that is healthy.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Medina, what I love about this is that you work for Herbalife, and that no matter what neighborhood you're in, and I remember a number of years ago living in a Queens neighborhood where you could not find a piece of fruit within a 10-block radius. That's why Herbalife that you work with is so great, because you can go online, connect with a advisor, and start getting these healthy shakes and different supplements into your household, even if you don't have it in nearby.
Exactly. We have been talking about our reality, facts that we are living, which is we are not preparing the meals every day. We're always hurrying. We're always stressed. this trend or this transition, epidemiology transition, has put us where we are, and we need to do something. Not because of how we look, or it's because we want to age healthy, and we want to age in house. Have you heard that term? Aging in house, which means that you can maintain yourself independent, you can maintain yourself healthy, and stay at home by yourself. Even if you're 70 or 80 or 90 years old, you are in your house because you are autonomous, you are independent.
Yes.
You are healthy. So that's what we have been hearing. People want to age in house. So in order to get that, it's important to maintain that healthy, maintain that wellness throughout the years.
Yes.
Even if you're 30 or 40, it's time right now to start.
Absolutely. Never too late.
If you're overweight, you need to do something. If you're losing your muscle mass, you need to do something. On these communities that I'm talking to you about, these Herbalife Nutrition independent distributors, they have these communities that really are supportive. We have heard a lot the term coaching.
Yes.
There are studies that have shown that people who follow a program hand by hand with someone, with a coach, with someone who's, pushing you, motivating you, supporting you, it's more real, or it's more
it keeps you accountable.
Sustainable, yes. Have you heard about these people who are obese or overweight, and they go with a nutritionist and they lose weight, but they, after a couple of months or 4 months later, they gain the weight again, and it's like a battle.
They need a
you're
support
fighting
structure
all the time. That stresses you more. It's even more stressful to keep fighting and fighting. So there are studies that have shown that coaching and accompanying a person in their goals, nutrition goals, body composition goals, it's easier and it's more sustainable throughout the years.
That's awesome.
Having a community like-minded, that are, there for you, that maybe they just went to this path already and they have, that experience. It's a very positive community. You should go someday and to a nutrition club. It's exciting. People is always happy. People is always, giving, and it's another. I mean, I love that part of the company. It's very supportive, and I just love the energy that they give me when I go to a nutrition club.
Yes. Well, this is what I want you to give our audience. You've given them so many things to look out for, things I didn't know about, obesity and weight gain, but share with them how they can get in contact with Herbalife and working with their own community. How can they do that?
Well, we have a couple of sites. We have myherbalifenutrition.com, and we have also myherbalife.com. myherbalife.com and myherbalifenutrition.com. They can reach out to any, to the company or any independent distributor.
That's awesome. Well, Dr. Rocio Medina, I thank you so much. And I'm so grateful for you coming.
I love that you are addressing these topics, which are very important, make people more conscious about their health and about overweight and obesity.
Absolutely.
And of course, don't forget that we as adults are responsible of our kids. So what we are bringing home, what we are giving them, it's what they're getting. It's our responsibility.
And when we start with ourselves, we can bring the whole family in and make it fun. It doesn't have to be arduous. It can be a wonderful experience. Health.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Medina. Dr. Medina, I thank you so much for coming to Savvy Broadcasting.
Thank you. Have a good day.
If you like this episode, please share. To hear more Savvy episodes and Savvy Biz tips, go to lifeunscriptedradio.com. To become a guest or participate in paid sponsorship, email us at Christina@lifeunscriptedradio.com.